This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we count down our top 3 most anticipated comic book movies of 2023, plus trailer reactions for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania and Renfield, Avatar's making bank at the box office, and somebody wins a t-shirt.
What?
All that and more in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, January 9th, 2023.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. Why? I don't know.
Check 1. All right, this is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
What's up, listener? Hello and welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And joining us, this guy never keeps his New Year's resolutions. It's Rug Boy. What's up, Rugs?
Yes, I will continue to be a slob and fucking full of bourbon and use foul language and still, no matter what, I will never shower.
I'll never clean out my slack hole. I know that's your resolution.
It's going to remain linty. And
Linty fresh?
Linty fresh.
Happy New Year, fellas.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
It's
Happy New Year.
First show of 2023. And you know what's weird? First of all, it's weird that it's 2023.
Why?
Secondly, we are at the point in the MCU in Endgame when it jumped 5 years post-snap.
Oh, wow.
We have now caught up to that 2023 in real life. So that's, I don't know. It's weird. The future is weird. Not at all how I imagined it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that different, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Is this what
I mean, there's AI taking over everything, but that's
true.
about it.
There's AI robots writing things and drawing things. But where's my fucking flying cars? It's 2023. We were supposed to have something cool.
They're just not practical.
But what about personal jetpacks then? That's probably even more dangerous.
What someone should do, and there's probably already someone probably already has done that, but they should take every movie that predicted the future.
Yes.
Lay out those years that they predicted and see what if anything they predicted happened or not. You know, just lay out everything.
Which one came the closest?
You know what? Demolition Man, I can tell you right now, wins that fucking contest. I think 80% of that.
Taco Bell is everywhere.
Idiocracy and Demolition Man, 80% of that shit happened. That's a good idea, though. I want to see somebody lay that out and see
Lay out all
Yeah.
the movies that
Yeah.
had movies in the future, things in the future, and what they predicted and what was going to happen. And
We do
just
have
see.
robots, though. They're just not 100% ready. But they're there.
What are
robots.
robots?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got robots.
Yeah.
Boston Dynamics is making
That's
robots.
true.
There's all kinds of
Yeah,
robots.
that's true. They got those dancing robots and those jumping Terminators. Those are crazy. Elon
You
Musk,
just wait.
flying cars. I'm looking at you, Musk. Make it
Within
happen.
10 years, those things are going to be fucking marching on us, dude.
There are, you know what? There are flying cars.
Are there?
Yeah, they're helicopters.
They're called planes. Yeah, they're called,
they're called helicopters.
Yeah.
What is a flying car
I don't
exactly?
even know.
Like, at what point
It's just
does a
a plane, or
car-
helicopter.
Yeah. The
Or
DeLorean.
something. I guess something that can go land and air.
Yeah.
like something that you can drive on the highway and then like go, you know what? Fuck it. And then just take off into the air.
Like the DeLorean or that car, what's his name had in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I mean, if we're going to get into this, the thing about flying cars is it just takes so much propulsion to
That's
get
true.
that big of a vehicle
That's
off
true.
the ground. Like you look at just a helicopter.
Yeah.
I mean that thing you have to be like a pretty ways away to like not get knocked over by the blade wind spinning.
But what kind
Yeah.
of fuel source do you need to have like jet propulsion constantly going? That's got to take a lot of fuel.
Well, the problem is that they're too heavy to begin with. Like planes
Sure.
are made to be light. Like a Cessna is light in comparison to. It's got a huge wingspan. It's got all these things that are working in its favor. But
Science fiction lied to me. Whatever. It's fine. Look, we got a bunch of good geek news to get to. And we're going to talk about what's coming up next year in comic book movies. Let's get to it.
This year.
The Jock
this
and Nerd Podcast.
I did say Happy New Year. I just went in the past. 2023. It's weird to write that down. Did anybody write 2022 still yet by accident? Have you done that?
I haven't had an opportunity to write the actual date yet.
There was like this meme that was going 2022. Everyone's checkbooks or everyone's checks that they make out are going to be 2022, and then they're just going to add the little N3
then you
at
just
the end
make
of
it
the
a
two.
3. Yeah, it's easy to correct this one. That's a good point.
It just makes the last number way bigger than every other number.
You're like, why is the 3 so big? 2023, don't forget to write that down. If you even write things anymore. I don't even write with like a writing utensil. It doesn't happen. Anyways, very exciting.
You write what you stick a pen in your teeth and write,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's because you break. That's how you break all your teeth.
That's how I draw. I draw with the pen in my mouth. Comes out looking amazing. Though, look, we are recording Monday night, January 9th, later in the evening, which is great because
No, it's not.
it's not great. I'm exhausted, but we'll get through this. But it's great because during college football, it was said that the new Ant-Man trailer was going to debut. And, well, it did.
Shit.
Just came out. We all just watched it. You are about to hear. All right, we didn't even talk about it with each other. Instant live reactions. I kind of want to watch the trailer again. But this trailer giving us a lot more story of the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania movie coming out in February. Also, somebody pointed out on our Facebook group, the word Ant-Man is in the word Quantumania. That's pretty nifty. I like that. Did you catch that? Anybody catch that?
No.
Right? Quantumania, Ant-Man. It's right there. Anthony, let's start with you. We saw a lot more Kang. We got some hints of some characters and some action. What do you make of this? What's going on here?
Yeah, it looks pretty solid, I think. It's a little difficult for me to look at a Marvel trailer the same until after watching Avatar. So I'll just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
But I think that'll go away with time, I'll just kind of forget that
You
Avatar
mean
existed.
the visuals are all seem subpar now after Avatar?
Yeah, it's just that it's green screen, that it's not as well done. But besides the point, what I like about the trailer is Ant-Man's kind of been a throwaway character for Marvel. The movies have been fine, but they've been mostly jokey movies. And it seems like this one, from the trailer, and I'm sure there's going to be jokes because it's a Marvel movie, similar to Wakanda Forever, it seems like it's taking itself seriously.
Yeah.
The whole tone of the trailer is about gaining back time and all the time Scott Lang lost with his daughter and how Kang can potentially provide him that. And he's got a knife to his throat, holding that over his head. So, I like that they're taking a character and a movie series franchise that for all intents and purposes is pretty throwaway. And then they're making me, who doesn't, I like Ant-Man, but I don't really care for the character, making me go, okay, I have to kind of watch this. Because you're including Kang and you're making this movie more than just what it's been. So overall, I liked it. And then you have some teases with MODOK and all sorts of weird, funky quantum visuals. So it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good.
Holy shit! Yeah,
I don't know how the hell Ant-Man's going to stand up to Kang. They look like they're fighting there.
I mean, there's fisticuffs. They're like having a physical punch off. There's no jokes in this trailer. The tone is very serious and like the stakes are high. We find out, I love that line where Kang's like, I'm the man that can give you what you want. Well, time. So we find out more about Kang because Janet Van Dyne says he controls realities. He can split existence. And then you see a lot of Ant-Mans, like a whole, like that scene in World War Z with zombies climbing up, except it's all Ant-Mans and he's climbing up the Ant-Mans. That shit is wild. Ruggs, what else? We saw MODOK real quick. Ruggs, what'd you think?
Yeah, we did see a little surprise MODOK action.
I have it frozen here, and it's kind of in the shadow. You see his eyes.
It looks metallic.
Yes, he's got two little arms and like two big mechanical arms.
Yeah, well, it's in terms of MODOK, it's different. So, I mean, I was never really big on the MODOK in general, so I don't care what they do to the character.
Head. Yeah, floating head. How are they gonna make that work?
That's one of those things that if you love MODOK, you might be mad, but I don't really give a shit about MODOK, so whatever they do is welcome, but as long as it's an improvement. But what I will say is that missed opportunity, big time for the song by Cher, If I Could Turn Back Time.
Oh my God.
Why was it not used in this trailer?
If I could turn back time.
But the fact that they restrained themselves from doing that shows that they're trying to project an image of a more serious tone, a more higher stakes movie.
James Gunn would have done that, right? If he directed this and it wasn't.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Taika Waititi as well.
Taika would have done it too. Yes.
Yeah. So there was a call out that said a new dynasty.
Yep.
Oh.
So wonder what that entails.
Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, but I mean they're talking about the Kang being the bad guy for the next few movies. Is that what they're trying to say?
I mean, by the end of it, Jonathan Majors is like curb stomping his helmet there. Like you get a shot from below and he's just stomping. I was like, oh shit. Look at shit.
Ant-Man loses in this.
Well, he does say we both lose. Like he wants, maybe, I guess.
Do we give away what the trailer is about or not, or what?
What do you mean?
I mean, by the time that people see this, they're going to see the trailer.
Oh, yes, they will. It'll be.
Yeah, you don't worry about spoiling.
So the general topic of this trailer is basically Scott Lang meets Kang, and he wants to turn back time and spend more time with his kid because he missed out on her major formative years of her childhood.
Her growing up during the blip, yes.
Do I buy that he would endanger the entire world?
Just for his daughter?
Seems just like a very No Way Home type of a convenient plot.
Well, Tony Stark kind of did the same thing in Endgame. He didn't want to erase everything so that he wouldn't have his daughter.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, everything's already set.
So yeah, he says, I can turn back time for you if you have to get me one thing. What I don't understand is if Kang can rewrite existence and change reality, why does he need fucking Scott Lang to get him anything?
Well, that's the whole crux of the movie is he's stuck there, and he needs Scott's some sort of ability that Scott has within the quantum realm to get him out.
He can't get out.
Okay.
Maybe he's like a genie in the bottle and he needs to be rubbed the right way.
I'm a genie in a bottle. Are we just going to keep singing?
Are we just going to hear Imran sing the songs that Ruggs mentioned?
Yeah, I'm going to try and mention like a pop song from the 90s.
But
Imran will sing it.
This shot at the end of Kang blasting his blue blazers, whatever.
He's trying to hit him hit him, baby, one more time.
Hit me, baby, one last time. It looks awesome though. It's dope. Oh my god,
and he wants to say bye, bye, bye.
Bye. This is like a Pavlovian response.
When it comes to the future, Scott Lang wants it that way. So
turn back. Anyways, we got a lot of multiple Scott Langs.
This is what happens when you record this late.
I know this. I'm giddy as fuck. A lot of these visuals reminded me of the Doctor Strange shit with him breaking into strands and coming apart like spaghetti and shit.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything fresh. Like it seems par for the Marvel course. It just seems like at least there's an opportunity here to change the universe. And I think Marvel needs to do that now, especially with kind of like this this phase not being as well received as the other ones were.
They need to step it up.
So they probably have an opportunity here to like make some major changes, usher in some kind of new characters or a new status quo. If this guy can indeed change realities.
Could he undo the whole blip then and bring all the old fuckers back?
But I feel like we're spinning our wheels because every single time Wanda was supposed to do that.
That's true. Doctor Strange was.
How many times are we going to do this rigmarole?
And it ends up being nothing.
Yeah.
What I think's going to happen, based on the trailer, is based on the line where Scott's saying he has to lose, or they both have to lose, and the fact that Cassie is saying it's my fault because in the prior trailer she sends out basically a beacon to the quantum realm that sucks him in. What I think is going to happen is Kang is not going to get out because he is going to be stopped by Scott Lang, who will sacrifice himself to get his daughter out of there. And Cassie will now carry the torch of being Stature in the Marvel canon, or in the Marvel in this Marvel Cinematic Universe, and will carry the grudge of her dad dying because at the hands of Kang.
And you don't think Kang gets out of the quantum realm in this?
I don't think
movie?
he gets out. I think he's stuck there still, but kills Ant-Man.
There's actually a couple more shots of MODOK. There's a scene where they're all walking to this platform, and you see MODOK floating behind them, and it's just a big floaty head. It's crazy. It looks kind of ridiculous, but I'm excited to see.
Were you impressed by the look of MODOK? I don't even know if I...
No, it's just a big head, but we got Kang and MODOK in this. This is very interesting, and everybody else.
I mean, this is the next big villain, so the fact that he's in this...
They got to start building him up.
Yeah. I don't think he looks bad. I think he looks fine.
He looks cool. I like the blue visor, and it opens up, so it keeps it's very comics accurate. I think his look is totally comics accurate.
Are you scrubbing through it and looking at it?
Yeah. And pausing it. There's some crazy shots in here. But yes, February 17th, this is the next MCU movie coming out just over a month. Listener, let us know what you think. I'm sure by the time you hear this, it will be posted in our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Join it today. It is closed, exclusive, private group just for Jock and Nerdians all over the world. And they are there from all over the world. So you can leave your comments. What do you think is going to happen in this movie? We got a little bit more story. Let's move on to another trailer from Universal. A while ago, we talked about the story that Nicolas Cage was going to play Dracula in this movie called Renfield. And you had me right there.
Geek boner.
Nick Cage playing Dracula. That's all I need to hear. Well, they finally put out an official trailer, and it's interesting. It's fun. It seems to be a comedy, and it also seems to be Renfield is Dracula's assistant. He is the lead, so our point of view character is Nicholas Hoult as Dracula's assistant, and there's some interesting things in the trailer. Ruggs, let's start with you. What did you think of the tone of this trailer? Some good laughs, or was it cringy? How did it hit you?
Well, Renfield obviously is Dracula's familiar, and he goes insane in the actual novel, from being his assistant. So it seems like his sanity is coming to an end here, and comedy probably is an okay way to go with it. I'm not as I said, I'm not really big on comedy sometimes, but Shaun of the Dead and shit like that. This is reminiscent of that a little bit.
Yeah, horror comedy.
Or even The Kingsman.
Yeah.
So it's not like full on comedy. It just kind of has a comedic, like most Marvel movies. But I think it works out better when it's R-rated because the jokes are can be a little bit more crass, and you can probably go to the edge a little bit more, which is kind of a little bit more dangerous than like doing the same goat joke 75 times. In Thor: Love and Thunder.
Is this movie R-rated? I can't tell. It doesn't say.
I don't know, but how do you do a movie where you have blood all over the place? PG-13, like Morbius was bloodless, right? Or
yes. Chris McKay directing this one, who gave us the Tomorrow War and the Lego Batman movie and the Lego movie. Anthony, how did this hit you? Nick Cage's Dracula. We don't get to see a lot of him until the end, but he looked amazing.
Well, this is par for the course, I think, for Nick Cage. I think Nick Cage likes doing all sorts of weird shit, so Dracula's just right there for him. As far as how this hit me, some of the Rugs, I mean, I guess comedy would be a way to go with this. They used to do the whole Universal Monsters went towards the side of comedy when Abbott and Costello joined, so there isn't.
Yeah,
great movie, by the way.
Yeah, this isn't completely new territory. That being said, I didn't really care for it.
Really?
I don't think I would watch it. No.
I'm definitely going to watch it. I don't know if it's going to be good. Unless you
guys were just like, this is a fantastic movie that you just have to see, you'll die laughing. I wouldn't go out of my way to go see it.
I need to see Nick Cage's Dracula.
I mean, how
it's
could
a
you
shitty
not?
movie.
Yeah. I kind of enjoyed it. Aquafina is in it, so it's a comedy. Like, that's how you know.
I can't guarantee it's going to be a good film. It's Nick Cage playing Dracula. You got to watch it.
I like the fact that Renfield's got like a pill or something that gives him powers. The action parts look kind of fun. But it looked kind of fun. Like, I might check this out. It takes place in the present day, which is also interesting. So I wanted to ask you guys this. Remember, the Universal tried to relaunch their monster universe, the Dark Universe, with Tom Cruise, Mummy, and then they got way ahead of themselves, and they announced all these movies, and then the Mummy flops, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're not doing this. And they cancel everything. Is this another way to build a shared universe? Maybe as a dark comedy, maybe using a side character as your point of view character instead of it being about the actual monster? No, Rubs? No, it won't work.
This is going to be one and done.
How many? I mean, to be a shared universe comedy, that
is weird.
That'd be strange.
That is.
I don't know if I've seen too many shared universe comedy.
It's. I mean, you have
like the American Pie movies.
You got the American Pie. Well,
is that shared universe?
Well, there's a lot of like offshoots of that.
Those are just sequels.
Yeah,
you kind of have the Cornetto trilogy with Simon Pegg and what's his name, Nick Frost, and and you're right. It's kind of a shared universe, but they're all different movies. Do you think they should? I feel like because Universal doesn't have superheroes, obviously, but they have this great IP that they can relaunch and reboot, and they just fucked it up that last time.
It's such a strange thing because like the instinct is to try and like do something with these characters and bring them into the modern age, but I think that always cheapens the character and makes it less cool.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just like Dracula, modern Dracula, even though Dracula could exist. I think he dies at the end of Dracula, right? Doesn't he? I'm not sure, but doesn't he? Doesn't Van Helsing kill him?
A long time.
So I don't know. It's just weird to have like they tried to do like the modern Mummy, and it worked better in the Brendan Fraser movie when it was back in in the 20s or
that's a good point. Yeah, if you're gonna try to reboot this now, it's kind of weird. I mean, look at Werewolf by Night that Giacchino did, right? He kind of did it so you don't know what time it's in, but it still worked because it has that throw. It could be in the 40s, it could be now, but it would work either way. So I thought that was interesting. Did you see also Giacchino's getting another movie? He's rebooting.
Oh, what's he doing?
That classic monster movie from the 50s called Them. Did you see this story?
Ants?
Yes, about the giant irradiated ants on the West Coast.
It's going to be like Starship Troopers.
Right?
I mean, he did a great job with Werewolf by Night, so this seems right up his alley. I mean, if he wants to recreate another movie like that, them is not a bad choice.
I hope he does it in black and white, too. I was like, are you going to do this in color? Just keep it black and white and kind of make it a throwback period piece. Like, he'd be great. But, man, from composer, then he gets like a 40-minute thing, and now he's landed a movie. That's pretty crazy. But Renfield in theaters this April. Maybe it'll.
The big selling point is any movie fan. Like no one, there's whatever segment of the population is a Dracula fan is going to see it. I don't think that's a very big amount, but there's a lot of people that movie folks that like Nick Cage doing weird shit.
Absolutely,
as Rugg said.
Absolutely,
Nick Cage doing Dracula is weird shit.
Well, that's the thing. That Nick Cage has a career. Still, like he's still making movies and people are still watching these Nick Cage movies, and he's made a couple of good ones. Like not all of them are shit.
That's true. He's had a few hits there.
Like Pig was good.
Yeah. Mandy.
The thing about Nick Cage though is like not all of them are shit, but he's completely whored himself out.
Oh yeah,
he's got to pay the tax man for the dinosaur eggs he bought.
Like he would be a great Dracula in a real Dracula movie.
Are you disappointed that this is kind of a comedy and not when you heard Nicolas Cage playing Dracula, were you expecting?
Well, look, there's two ways it could go in Nick Cage. He could be adaptation Nick Cage, where he's like a great actor,
right, and
like gets into the role and really becomes someone else, or he could be Nick Cage as Dracula, and that stereotype and all that entails. And so people like that too. Like, is he going to scream? Is he going to do all the Nick Cage stuff that, like grab a girl's butt? Like, I don't know. Like, what's he going to do as Dracula? I can't wait.
I mean, that is the only reason to see this movie. Like, what the fuck is Nick Cage's Dracula going to be? I can't wait.
It would be great if Nick Cage was Dracula and John Travolta was Frankenstein.
And they take each other's face off. Oh,
geez.
I heard another. Did you see this story? Nick Cage has been talking about this face-off reboot, and apparently it will involve Travolta, but it's going to be like about their respective kids. So he's like, now you're going to have 4 people switching faces and playing everybody else. And
Where is this from?
This is some story. There's like he was on, I think he may have been promoting something. Here it is. Nick Cage reveals the plot of Face Off 2 exclusive from Collider. The actor revealed that in his initial discussions for the film included a plot that would feature Castor Troy and Sean Archer having children who grow up destined to, yes, face off against each other. There's an added twist as well about how their fathers play into the story. He says, Cage says, quote, I think Face Off is a sequel that lends itself to a lot of twists and turns and unpredictability. It's almost like if you factor in the idea of offspring and Castor and Sean having children and these children grow up, then it becomes like 3-dimensional chess. And then it's not just the 2, Travolta and myself, it's 4 of us ping-ponging and going at different levels, and it becomes even more complex. I think there's a lot of fertile ground there.
No, there isn't.
Stupid.
No, there isn't. You know why?
Okay, why?
There's nothing there because Nick Cage, Castor Troy's kid in the movie gets adopted by Sean Archer.
Oh my
at the
God!
end.
What? Imagine they raise each other's child, and then there's.
What are you talking about? He's dead.
Oh, that's a good point.
He's dead. Sean Archer has his daughter, and then has Castor Troy's son at the end. So why would they face off with each other?
This could be like interesting because they could take the let's say the son and the daughter like something happens with the son and him and the daughter are facing off, but then they have to become each other, and he has to put fake boobs on and everything, get fake vagina.
At that point, you're just making this a weird comedy.
I feel like that's what they're doing.
They might. I mean, Nick Cage.
I will put money
possible.
on it. I will put money on it.
Is John Woo still alive?
I think John Woo's still around. Has he been making movies? What's John Woo been doing? It's a good question. I want to take.
He's not making another Face Off. I'll tell you that.
Face Off is going to be the new line.
I want to take her tits off.
Oh boy!
Yeah, it'll be
face off.
I'm going to take
her
tits off.
boobs off.
And he's going to take my penis off.
Take his penis off.
Dick off.
Take my dick off.
So, wow, John Woo's last movie is in 2017, and he's post-production on something called Silent Night.
He went back to doing Hong Kong stuff.
No, this has got Joel Kinnaman, Kid Cudi.
Oh, really?
He's done movies with the titles.
All the big stars are in it.
Wow,
Joel Kinnaman, Kid Cudi.
Oh my God, these movies Woo's been doing
Watch
in the 2000s.
out, Kid Cudi's in this movie.
I've never heard of Red Cliff 2, Reign of Assassins.
Red Cliff is good. Red Cliff
These
is
are
good.
Asian movies. I just
Oh,
said
they are.
this.
Okay. The Crossing 2, Manhunt. This is what Woo.
Is he still doing? Here's a question for Ruggs is the only one that watches this. Is he still doing John Woo stuff in the 2000s?
Oh, that's a good question.
In these types of movies.
Red Cliff was a period piece. It had some John Woo. I don't think there was doves in it and shit like that.
Tony Leung.
But it was actually a good movie. It was very long. It was like they broke it up into 2 movies or something.
Yeah, they did. Tony Leung's in it. Oh, that's interesting.
But I didn't see Manhunt, which I'm curious to see it now. I didn't even know he made a new action movie with a very generic poster. It's like the most generic poster I've ever seen.
That's something someone made in 2001.
Yeah. The Crossing, there's 2 of them. What's this about? In the midst of revolution, so he's making period pieces. He's talking about people fleeing to Taiwan.
Oh, interesting.
He's probably making like serious movies.
Real movies.
Yeah.
The last one was 2017, so he hasn't done anything. No, that one's The Crossing's in the 40s. Interesting. Wow, he really, I think.
So his last movie was Paycheck with Batfleck.
Oh, that's right. Oh, Woo did this? Have I seen this? I can't remember. I might have seen this. I don't remember. I'm going to watch it again. Okay.
Yeah, so that was the last.
Paycheck, and that was that was 20.
So that was his last white boy movie.
Yes. And then he went back. He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, but Blackjack, it's a TV movie starring Dolph Lundgren.
What?
I gotta watch this.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's Blackjack. It's a TV movie. What was it on? The fuck is this movie?
All right. Anyways, John Woo's still around. Look him up.
Could that be a good movie?
It could be. You're going to have to watch it and let us know. Last thing in the news, I just want to end with a little Avatar, The Way of the Water check-in, box office check-in. Why? Well, the movie made it to $1 billion in 14 days.
Oh, shit.
It is now the highest grossing movie of 2022, passing Top Gun Maverick, currently sitting at over 500 million domestic, 517 worldwide. It is at $1.7 billion.
Holy shit. It beat my prediction. Wow.
It took down Jurassic World, and it is now the 7th highest grossing film ever.
Oh, shit.
In 4 weeks.
Wow.
And Cameron has said that the movie is profitable and production, the next 3 sequels are coming out. He's like, I can't wiggle out of this now. I'm going to have to make them. He has hit his break even. That's crazy.
You know what I think this is all due to? Like why it didn't do gangbusters the first week? Because people are waiting to see it on the big IMAX screens and the fucking Dolby screens. So they're not like, and there's not enough of those. Like you want to watch it in 3D with all the fucking bells and whistles. A lot of people are waiting for that. And so maybe it's staggering. Like, that's why it's got sexy legs and it's like lasting.
I went and saw it again with my sister over New Year's.
Wow.
And in 3D IMAX again. It was good. It went by quicker.
So it's what is going to hit 2 billion, it says, huh?
That was my question is, do you think it's going to hit 2 billion?
I think so. It's at what, 1.7 now?
It's at 1.7, 7th highest grossing. The next target is Spider-Man No Way Home that has made 1.9 billion. I think it could jump to 6. And
yeah, I mean, the weekends, this past weekend, it did 45 million. The week before that, it did 67. So, I mean, the drop-offs haven't been that bad.
Week 3, apparently, there was a 0% drop from week 2.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Which is
that's
crazy.
because, they had the Christmas weekend and then the New Year's weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And there's perfect timing. I mean, I think I knew a lot of people were going to go see this. And I've talked to more and more people who are like, oh, I saw Avatar. So, holy shit, I think it can hit 2 billion. I think that's
it's 3 billion.
I mean, it's only been a month. Like, this movie could be out for another 5 months, right? Realistically, right? At least 4 months.
Yeah, it could, but I mean, there's what's to its advantage is there's really nothing out right now.
Right.
And it's I mean, we talked about it on the show. It's a damn good movie in terms of filmmaking. It's really good. So
I think on the domestic side, you got maybe 70 to 100 million left in the tank that it could still make.
Yeah.
So that'll take it to 1.8 worldwide. Yep. I don't know. You got to double that maybe. So maybe another 200. So it'll hit just 2 billion. It'll just cross.
The international legs on this thing is insane. It's made 1.1 billion international alone.
Yeah, almost 1.2.
Almost 1.2. So, and because it did have a China release, that probably helped. But man, I think it can hit 2. I don't know how much farther it's going to go after Spider-Man No Way Home. You have Avengers Infinity War sitting at 2.04 billion.
If this unseats all the Marvel movies, holy shit. Everyone's going to fucking flip the fuck out.
Top 5 Lifetime movies in order, 5 to 1. Avengers Infinity War, Star Wars Force Awakens, number 3 Titanic, number 2 Endgame, number 1 Avatar. 2 Cameron movies, 2 Marvel movies, a Star Wars movie.
You're doing worldwide when you say that?
Yes, Lifetime worldwide, which is insane. There's a show on HBO Max called Who's Talking to Chris Wallace, and he interviewed Cameron. I watched that. It's pretty good interview. In that interview, he does reveal a couple of things. Oh, and they're also in this other article about Avatar 3, saying he is going to take us to a third clan on Pandora. The Fire People. So he's shown us good Na'vi. He says he wants to show us bad Na'vi. The fire will be represented by the Ash People, is what he's calling them. So are these fucking Na'vi that live in volcanoes? That's kind of what
they're going to be white.
They're just what? Caucasian or like eggshell? What do you mean white?
No, they're going to be full of ash. They're going to be ashy.
Oh, they're all ashy. You need a little lotion.
Them and Ashy Larry should be their head.
I could see him doing
Get that man some lotion.
a whole civilization that lives in lava. If he could do fucking through CG water, I don't know how you motion capture that, but what do you think that means? What do you think we're going to see? Is this exciting for the Avatar 3?
Well, we have water bending and command of the animals with this other Kira, what's her name?
Kiri.
Kiri.
Yeah.
And now we might have like a fire bender or something.
And they're not going to be friendlies. They're going to be like,
no.
maybe they team up with Sky People, the other Na'vi, right? And now,
Well, they need to get Adele in there because she could set fire to the rain.
oh, set fire to the rain. What's it, man? Oh, he didn't. That was the. Did I miss a song in there?
It wasn't 90s, Imran.
It was the 90s. You
Or 80s.
You triggered it.
You still know the song though. That's good.
I knew that. I knew that one. You're gonna stump me one of these times. Listen, you're triggering me. It's a Pavlovian thing now. Anytime somebody says a song title, I'm just gonna have to.
Are the fire people? He said they're going to be bad.
Yes, he wants to show the not good Na'vi. That they're not all good.
What are they bad about? Why? What's bad about them?
I don't know. They don't want to play along. They don't cooperate.
Are they colonizers?
Maybe.
Mm.
Maybe. He also talked about going.
Maybe the only way to beat them is with candy coated raindrops.
Is that a song? See, I think I'm going to mess this one up. How does that go?
My love. Do
I don't know that one.
You don't know that song?
No, who sings that?
That's an old R&B song.
Oh, really?
Let me-
Shit.
Yeah.
Who sings that?
Candy coated raindrops. Let me look that up.
He's also talked about going to Earth.
Soul for Real, Candy Rain.
Oh, wait, what year is that?
Is that like Chocolate Rain?
Chocolate Rain.
I guess maybe that's not that old. Oh, 13 years ago.
I move away from the mic to breathe.
Soul for Real. Let's see how old they were. Oh, 94. Come on, you should have known
What
that.
year?
Oh, boy.
1994.
Oh, I should have known that. I was in the R&B that year, too.
Yeah, Imran was busy dancing in an insane asylum.
Yeah, I was dancing in that,
With no clothes
in that
on.
music video.
There's also,
Yeah.
I could have gone Purple Rain. You would have got that.
Oh, yes. He's also Avatar. What are we talking about, Avatar?
I don't know. What are we talking
Cameron said he wants to go to Earth in like 4 or 5 to show Neytiri that there's like good sky people and bad sky people. They're all the same for her reaction. Anyways,
Here?
yeah, they're going to come to Earth. We are going to get Avatar movies till 2028. He's making.
That would remind
3
me
more.
of when they were doing the Planet of the Apes, and then they found some cockamamie way to get to Cornelius and his wife over to Earth.
Right.
Remember that playing Planet of the Apes 3? They're from the 70s, not this one.
Yeah.
That's it would make no sense for those guys to come to Earth.
I mean, I thought Earth is like destroyed at this point, and they can't even live there.
and
And
that's what they said.
leave, so
Like,
trying
well,
to
I guess they can
care
take
about
our planet. We'll take yours back.
yeah, they're gonna
fix it.
switch planets.
We're gonna bring a tree.
Listen, he's got to fill fucking 17 more hours of movie, so you got to do something. Get ready for more Avatars. But yeah, the box office on this is amazing. Never bet against Cameron, man. Never bet against Cameron. All right, look, let's take a quick break here. We're going to play some promos. We're going to come back and talk about the new things that are coming out this year right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Have you ever been reading through a stack of comics and thought, maybe I should see what this Arkham Asylum game is all about? Or been playing Marvel vs. Capcom and felt like you were at a real disadvantage since you didn't know who half the characters were? Well, Play Comics is the show for you. I'm Chris, and each episode we take a look at video games based on comic properties and how well they stick to that source material. So whether you know the comics and want to know how all these games work, or you know the games and want to find out where all this craziness came from, go check out Play Comics at playcomics.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
What's up, guys? Gerald from Two Peas on a Podcast here. Are you just sitting there thinking to yourself, man, I really love some dude in his garage sitting around talking about arbitrary countdowns and his favorite things in the world of movies, music, and TV? Well, guess what? That's me. Please look me up. My name is Gerald, and I am from Two Peas on a Podcast. If you want to subscribe to my countdown show, I have a different co-host every week. It's often someone from the world of podcasting or entertainment. and we'd go through our top 5 favorite things in whatever that week's category is. You can find links to all of our content, subscribe via your favorite podcast app, and follow us on social media. The easiest thing to do is just head to our website, which is www.2peasonapod.com. I hope you look me up and join the party. It's a lot of fun. See you soon.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy the show, join our fan club. You can give back to the show. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Jock and Nerd. There's a link in the show description, and you can sign up and get stuff like access to an exclusive podcast feed where the shows come out early. There's bonus content, bonus material, hours more shit to listen to. You can come hang out with us every month on Discord. You get access to our Discord server, which we do the last Thursday of every month, sort of. This January's will be January 26th, Thursday, January 26th, 8 p.m., tentatively scheduled. Put it in your calendar. And there's a You Pick It tier where you can pick any movie and force us to watch it and review it on the show. Lots of fun stuff, and we appreciate any and all support. All goes back into creating this podcast. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Okay, this week, I figured it's a new year, and I'm tired of talking about all the shit that came out last year already. Enough. I've had it. I want to look ahead. I want to geek out about the future. So we are going to do our top 3 most anticipated comic book movies for 2023. Yeah! We will go around and we'll count down from 3 to 1, each of us. But for context, let's discuss briefly what movies are coming out. Guys, we are getting 9 comic book movies.
9!
Whoa.
9? How many? 9.
9.
If you're German, you get that joke.
9.
Noise from between Marvel, Disney, DC, Warner Brothers Discovery, and Sony. You're getting 9 movies. Here are the 9 movies. Of course, we just watched a new trailer coming out this February, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. In March, we will get Shazam! Fury of the Gods sequel. In May, we are getting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. In June, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, the animated feature. Also, later in June, The Flash movie. Yes, it's still coming out. July gives us The Marvels from Marvel. August, Blue Beetle. I forgot this movie was even happening, but it's got the kid from Cobra Kai. October, Kraven the Hunter from Sony. And finally, the year ends with the Christmas release, December, of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the Aquaman sequel. So looking at this group of movies, overall, how Geek Boner
Floppy Jock
is this upcoming year? I feel like there's a lot of movies coming out in 2023 of all kinds, and it's been a while since we've had this many come out in a calendar year.
I want Ruggs to go first.
What do you mean? What
are your overall thoughts on this slate of movies?
It's a hot mess. Like there's one legitimately, or maybe 2 legitimately exciting films on this, and the rest are kind of like, I'm not really that jazzed about them, to be honest with you.
A lot of sequels this year.
Yeah.
Coming out.
A lot of sequels, yeah.
What I find is interesting also is, what's been happening over at DC Warner Brothers with Zaslav and James Gunn and Peter Safran. And this is kind of the end of the old era. We haven't heard any news from them, but I'm told now sometime in January or soon, February.
By your sources?
By my sources, they're going to make some kind of announcement releasing their multi-year plan. Who knows how far it goes out. But this is the closing out of, the Walter Hamada passed down from the Snyder, from the other person. So that's kind of interesting. And then, got 3 Marvel movies. Anthony, what do you think about these slate of movies?
It's tough to be excited. I have to admit, even though I'm a Marvel shill, it's tough to be excited about Marvel stuff coming off of Phase 4. I freely admit that, although I liked Wakanda Forever. And I liked the holiday special. I think they ended okay. But it's tough to be excited about Phase 4. DC, it's even tougher to be excited about because it almost feels like none of these movies even matter. It feels like they're all getting thrown away.
Right.
And then, you have Sony, you have a Kraven the Hunter, whoop-de-doo. The only real thing is, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse seems like the one that would stand out amongst this crop. But maybe I'll be surprised. We'll see.
Yeah, there's due to be some surprises in here. One interesting note about The Flash, there's a great article in Variety about The Rock and Black Adam and some more details about what he was actually trying to do. And there was kind of a power move. He went around people to pitch a Black Adam and Henry Cavill Superman connected movie series. He was given a producer credit on DC Super Pets and then refused to promote the movie. He was trying to push his tequila brand at a premiere for the animated movie. So it's weird because this article has the first bit of negative press I've ever seen about The Rock anywhere. But they also mention in this article that Warner Brothers is kind of maybe okay with Ezra Miller sticking around. They have not done anything. They've been quiet, and apparently the help they've been getting has been working. And it could be a situation because I'm like, you got to cut Ezra Miller immediately after this movie comes out. But now I'm hearing sources say that they're getting along with Ezra Miller. They might not want to get rid of him because he is doing better, and it's a redemption story.
Everyone likes a good comeback.
It might be the big comeback that he's hoping for and that they need. So
I was referring to them as they.
They and them need it.
Both.
Plural. I'm not sure who we're talking about anymore.
I don't know either. But let's get into the movie.
Let's start with you, Anthony. Number 3 on your most anticipated comic book movie of 2023.
I've put in a lot of work thinking about this one.
Have
for
you?
Sure.
Good.
No, I'm coming up with this on the spot. Based off of this list, my number 3 most anticipated movie would have to be. I'm going to go with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, this
and
one.
And the reason for that is I've liked both Guardians movies. I've liked them both very, very much, and I liked the holiday special.
The holiday special was great.
So, and this is James Gunn's last Marvel movie for now, and I like James Gunn. So you got 3 things I like, which means I'm going to like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and it's going to be number 3. That's my explanation right there. Lots of 3s.
3 is the magic number. No, you got Adam Warlock coming back, right? And
got Adam Warlock debuting, and you've got potentially you've got Dave Bautista saying this is his last Drax performance. You got this is the last iteration of this Guardians team, so this is kind of the send off to this little crew. It'll be weird and funny and odd at times, and I like that style. So here we go.
There was an article about Bautista talking about how he's kind of relieved he doesn't have to play Drax anymore because he's like, I want to be a serious actor, and he's tired. But his chemistry with Palm Clementif Mantis in that holiday special was fucking fantastic. And you know what? The guy, I've seen him now that I see him in other things, he has surprised me. Like, he might actually be a decent actor given some more serious roles.
Yeah, he said something along the lines of he wants to just be tied at the hip to Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, he wants to do all the Dune movies.
Yeah, because he said he's unlocked something in him as far as a dramatic actor.
Like, he does say in another article, I wanted to be The Rock, but then I think he changed, and now he wants to be. I mean, he hated putting on the makeup and shit. So, yeah, the team's done. I don't know how many people are going to die. I'm looking forward to that. Ruggs, any comments on Guardians 3?
Let him just get into his 3.
Ruggs, what's your number 3?
Or
my number. On it. I mean, I'm curious to see how it ends. How they close it out. I know a lot of people are getting out, and that's the last we're going to see of some of them. So I'd like to see a little swan song. My 3rd most anticipated movie, I believe, is going to be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, shit. At 3, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's associated with Dan Slott, so it drops down many pegs for me.
Son of a bitch.
And I remember somewhere online, Dan Slott was like, the Spider-Verse follows my story very closely or something. And I'm like, all right, well, that's why it's going to suck. And so I'm like, you shouldn't be saying anything, Dan Slott. Hide. Don't tell anyone you're associated with this film. But I'm interested to see this movie. I like Spider-Man 2099. I have gone back and watched the other Spider-Verse movies and enjoyed them. So they bring something, and they still reference to the original characters. And so they did something right with that first one. And the animation is good at times, and sometimes I don't like it. But overall, I think that Spider-Man, these Spider-Verse movies are high quality and done very well. So yeah, it's on my list.
Nice. I'm glad it made your top 3. My number 3 is actually, it's gonna be The Flash.
Shit.
I can't believe this movie is actually getting made. It's coming out. Michael Keaton is in this fucking thing.
Is he really in it though?
Maybe he's in that image that they showed us. I'm trying to see if he's on the IMDb. And then the rumors of all the cameos that were cut. Like, is this movie? But also, there have been rumors that the movie is actually really good, and some comparing it to like The Dark Knight, which is almost blasphemous. Can it be that good? I was super curious and intrigued, and like, how's it going to end? The drama surrounding this movie has just made me kind of excited for it. So yeah, I'm going to go with The Flash at number 3.
There you go.
All right. Anthony, number 2 for you.
Number 2, I'm going to go with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
And the reason I have this at number 2 is, well, number 1 is considered one of the best all-time comic book movies. And this is the follow-up to that. And I really enjoyed the trailer to Spider-Man Across the Universe that we got. I think they have some magic there with the first one. Hopefully they can continue that with this one. And the only reason I don't have it number 1 is I don't have as much love for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse as a lot of people do. I liked the movie a lot. I didn't necessarily attach to it. It didn't imprint on me. But I recognize it's a good film, and this is a sequel. So that's why I have it at number 2.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh, man. All right, my number 2. Man, I really got to think about
Ruggs is next.
Oh, Ruggs is next. That's right. Good. I need time to... Now I got to figure out. Go ahead, Ruggs.
My number 2 is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
Quantumania.
Okay. Did this trailer do anything for you to further that?
It was juggling for a while for the first spot, but like, I feel like, as I said, what I'm seeing is nothing new to me. Like, to me, you could, it's Doctor Strange. You could put any of these movies that we just saw up with it. It would feel similar. So, which is fine, but like, I would like to be impressed every once in a while, and so I kind of know what to expect. We've been faked out by Marvel before, allowing us to like make all these different conjecture ideas and what could happen and speculate all these different things they can do. And then they end up doing something that's very like milquetoast. So, not excited. I'm not going to be fooled again. I'm hoping that I go and I'm surprised, but my expectations are good, good enough to beat all the drivel that's coming out, these other 9 things. But, yeah.
Okay. My number 2, all right. This is going to be surprising, but my number 2 is going to be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It was battling for the top spot, but give me all the Spider-Man. The only thing I guess that why it makes it number 2 is that it is like, it's Sony. And then it's the one good Spider-Man thing they made, but it's its own universe. So you can have fun there, but we'll see if they can expand it. But I'm really excited for this. I want to see all Spider-Man. Miles Morales is great. That takes us to number 1, Anthony.
Yeah, number 1, without a doubt, Kraven the Hunter. No, I'm sorry.
It's not not Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel in the Marvels.
No, I mean, it was going to be Kraven the Hunter.
Oh, it's Aaron Taylor Johnson, of course.
Yeah, no, not Kraven the Hunter. The Marvels, I am anticipating. It's not my number one, but I'm not. I think that movie has a shot. I would give that a honorable mention.
Okay.
But my number one, maybe it's recency bias, but it's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
Quantumania. For some of the reasons I stated earlier in terms of this being serious. And I think the big thing for me, the big selling point is I like Jonathan Majors. I liked him as He Who Remains. And Kang is the next big bad villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I want to see what he's got. I want to see how they're going to portray this guy. I want to see how intimidating he is, if he can stand up to being the next big bad. The next Avengers movie is featuring him. So it's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, because I feel like this movie potentially can start pointing the ship in a direction to know, okay, let's see, we know at least where we're going. We're not like Magellan rolling to the end of the universe. We found something, and we're heading there. And I think this movie might help us get there.
Magellan found shit, didn't he?
He did, but he didn't know he was where he was the hell he was going.
He thought he was somewhere else.
He thought he was going to sail off the flat Earth.
Oh, he thought he was gonna fall.
Well, that's the point. Nobody knew
flat.
what to expect. They were in uncharted territory. Of course, they're going to be lost.
He got killed in the Philippines, I believe.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. And he didn't make it. He personally did not sail around the world. His crew did.
They made a movie about that. Somebody should do that. Magellan movie. Get it done. Ruggs, what is your number one most anticipated comic book movie for 2023?
Well, so I was talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp and how I feel like we've been duped by Marvel a bunch of times into thinking we're going to get something major. And there's only one movie I think that's going to really give us something. We have no idea what the fuck we're going to get. It's The Flash.
Oh, shit. And number one.
Oh, shit.
That fucking Flash movie is... Why is it coming out?
Right?
I need to know what's so good about it that they're putting it out. Why is this not buried? And why did, Batgirl get buried, but not this movie with all of the stank that's on it, with all of the shit it just sounds like a clusterfuck. There's no way this movie is good, and I need to see it.
So you think it's going to be a train wreck and you want to be front seat for the train wreck?
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. I need to know. If this movie's got to come out, I need to know why.
I mean, I'm with you. That's why I put it at number 3. The year DC movies has had last year. Think about all that shit I forgot about, from the Batgirl just being shelved to all the crazy shit throughout the year. It's been what a fucked up year they've had, and I need to see. Like Shazam, yeah, it's going to be a fun family romp, whatever. It'll be a fun time. But the holy shit, The Flash, yeah.
I feel like this is the least boring and the most dangerous movie, and I'm into that. So
there you go.
I like that. It's a good pick for number one. My number one, and it's really because of tonight's trailer, it's going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, it's got Bill fucking Murray in it. How can you go wrong? Bill Murray's back, people. This trailer looked awesome. Kang looks kind of formidable. You got a floating head. You got everything.
Surprised it wasn't the Marvels.
Right? I mean, I'm looking forward to Iman. I'm looking forward mostly to Iman Vellani, interacting with everyone else. Brie Larson, it's fine. But the fact that they had to pivot that movie from Captain Marvel 3 and have different creatives. And Blue Beetle, no love for Blue Beetle. Nobody cares. I don't know if anybody cares.
It's not going to be canon, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's a tough thing about the DC stuff. I do agree with you guys. I was thinking about putting the Flash in there just because of the train wreck and the fact that it potentially could be good.
Right.
I also was thinking about Shazam, Fear of the Gods, but as mentioned when I started this, it's just tough to really care when all this stuff might just be in the trash bin by the end of the year with DC.
Yeah, as far as enthusiasm goes, it's hard. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy is at least the bookend to the to the series.
Yep.
It's a swan song. Yep. It should be interesting, but none of them really have anything going for them. I mean, Aquaman, no one cares about. Does anybody really care about Aquaman? No.
The ladies want to see him all wet and shirtless.
Sure. Blue Beetle, That's going to be irrelevant. Kraven the Hunter is irrelevant.
Kraven, what is that going to be? Jesus.
Shazam is kind of irrelevant now in the new James Gunn
Right,
world.
they're wiping the slate clean, so like...
So you only got like 2 movies that are actually... Spider-Man is Across the Spider-Verse is doing its own thing. It doesn't really affect anything major. It's on its own. So there's 2 movies that actually have a legacy. And then The Flash maybe has a legacy. I don't even... I still don't know like what this deal is with this movie. If it has a legacy, if it's going to jumpstart the new universe, I don't know.
I'm going to predict The Flash will be surprisingly good. I don't know why.
I think it might be good.
I think that's my prediction. We're going to be surprised.
Like, there's got to be a reason they're putting it out. And
yeah. And sticking with Ezra
know.
Miller now, they're saying, and they've never... Yeah, the fact that it's still on the schedule, and then they're just going to wipe the slate clean. Maybe it does that in the movie. All right, good stuff. I think that's a solid list. We will find out what our listeners think a little bit later. Now, I mentioned there's a lot of fucking movies coming out in 2023. So I want us all to do a bonus round. You're going to pick one movie from these other genre, action, various miscellaneous list of movies that I have that are coming out in 2023. Wild year. Here we go. We got Creed 3, John Wick Chapter 4, Fast 10, Fast X, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. We got the Barbie movie, Oppenheimer, Dune Part 2. There's a Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel. There's that movie 65 with Adam Driver fighting dinosaurs. There's Wonka, which is the Willy Wonka played by Timothée Chalamet. There's the Super Mario Brothers animated movie, Chris Pratt voicing. Transformers Rise of the Beast, Cocaine Bear, Dungeons and Dragons, and Renfield, the other trailer we discussed. Just a sample of some of the crazy movies coming out.
You skipped a couple that I think might just be relevant.
What else is there?
You got Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Oh, is that relevant? Is it? Okay.
No, but you got Scream 6. That's coming out if you're a horror fan.
Yeah, for horror fans, yeah.
If you, Evil Dead Rise.
That's the other one, the Evil Dead new reboot series, whatever.
Yeah. Little Mermaid.
Live action. Disney's putting out a live action Little Mermaid.
I'm trying to scroll through here. What else we got?
I didn't think any of those were super well. But yes.
Color Purple.
Oh, they're redoing that? I might get to do that again. That's
and Expendables 4 supposedly
Expendables, yes.
Wow.
But
so
while I'm here with just that list of movies and the 9 comic book movies, holy shit.
A lot of movies.
A lot of movies. Let's talk about what you're looking forward to. If you're going to pick number 1, Anthony, give me your thoughts overall and then give me your number 1.
Who's doing the Wonka? Who's playing Wonka?
Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, that's right.
And it's like a prequel about like Willy Wonka when he's younger. But I still think it's based on the books. Let me see. Directed by Paul King. Focus on young Willy Wonka, how he met the Oompa Loompas at one of his earliest adventures. I mean, Chalamet, right? He's a heavy hitter actor right now.
A young, supple Timothée Chalamet.
Supple.
I did not like Johnny Depp. I love the original Gene Wilder. You cannot top Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka. But a young Willy Wonka, I could see Chalamet pulling this off.
These schnozberries taste like schnozberries. What do I think? What movie would I pick? First off, this crop it's an interesting crop.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff going on here. There's, a mix of big budget with some sort of historical stuff, and you got the Cruisasance still happening.
You know what? There's a Scorsese movie coming out too with Leonardo DiCaprio. I didn't put that in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If it was Roman Polanski, Anthony, I'd probably pick the Scorsese movie, or maybe that Barbie movie because it seems just so fucking weird.
Oh my god, what is that movie gonna be? Like, I'm so curious.
I saw like a headline on YouTube, just to digress on that Barbie movie, where someone was going, who are they trying to appeal to with this?
Yeah, who's the audience for this? Not little girls? Like, I don't get it.
Because it's real fucking strange.
Margot Robbie looks amazing. If you've seen, there's a little teaser. They ape the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey, where they're like, in the beginning, all dolls were babies. And there's these kids with baby dolls. And then they're like, and then they show Barbie.
It's
Margot
Greta
Robbie.
Gerwig and Noah Baumbach.
Gerwig doing Barbie with Margot Robbie. Like, what the fuck is this movie?
So that's weird.
It's gonna be it's not gonna be what you think it is.
I hope it's a trippy, mindfuck, crazy movie.
No, I don't think it'll be a mindfuck. Greta Gerwig is pretty like Woody Allen-ish.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Kind of like everything is like stems from her own experiences.
I've seen her 2 live action movies, Little Women and Lady Bird.
What do you think of those? You like those?
They're good movies, but I mean, her doing Barbie is a little bit odd. I don't think it'll be a mind fuck, but it'll. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck she's doing.
It's gonna be like what was Barbie to her growing
Ryan
up? What does it represent
Gosling
now?
is Ken. Simu Liu is in this. Kate McKinnon, Helen Mirren, Will
Ferrell's in
Ferrell,
it.
Michael Cera, Rhea Perlman.
So I would say that movie is probably just. I don't know if I'm like anticipating it, but I think it's just the weirdest movie on the list.
Absolutely, yeah.
But as far as what I'm anticipating most, if I was more up to date on John Wick or the Mission Impossible movies, I feel like those would be my easy choices. I didn't really like Dune, so Dune Part 2 doesn't do anything for me. If I liked Ghostbusters more, I would have picked the sequel. So I'm going to go and lean towards Creed 3.
Oh.
Because it's Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut.
Yeah.
You got Jonathan Majors. You got Michael B. Jordan, of course. And I like the trailer a lot. I've always really liked the Rocky movies, and I really like the Creed movies. So Creed 3, that's my pick.
Jonathan Majors is going to have a big year. I mean, he's going to be a household name if he isn't kind of already.
Yeah.
That comes out March 3rd, so soon. That's coming out soon. I think we should watch it and review it. We did Creed 2. I believe we should review the original Creed. Fuck this 3 minute. All right, that's a good pick. Ruggs, what do you got? What do you think of these movies? What's your number one?
I mean, there's some interesting stuff on here, but there's only one movie I need to see.
Let's hear
all
it.
the other movies a lot of them are just sequels that like are kind of somewhat relevant, but they're not like the Indiana Jones sequel. Like no one wanted that. We don't need a Fast X. John Wick Chapter 4, they're making 4. Like Mission Impossible still chugging along. The only movie that actually seals up a story is Dune Part 2.
Oh shit! Okay,
and that's going to wrap up that story, and I would like to see it resolve. And I know that there's a lot that's going to be hitting in that, and there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen in this Dune. It's going to be fucking crazy. So I'm looking forward to that. That's like I didn't love the new Dune either, but Denis Villeneuve is he's a talented dude.
Yes.
And so I just want to see how he resolves the story. It's like I need to finish it.
It's a good pick.
So
that's a good pick. I am also slightly excited for Dune Part 2 because I didn't read the book. I watched the first one, and then I went and I watched the 80s movie because I was like, what the fuck? I want to know the whole story, and I don't want to read the book. So I know the second half is where like lots of action and crazy shit happens. So now suddenly I'm like, oh shit, I got to see this Denis Villeneuve.
We reviewed Dune.
We did review Dune. I thought I liked it. I thought it was really good. It got me into Dune for a hot second there.
I was disappointed in Dune for what it's worth.
It's a long movie.
It was long.
It's got young hot stars in it, and still did nothing for you. I think.
No, it was just long. It was, I mean, not even though it was just long. It was just there's a lot of build up to things that just didn't really pan out. I know it's a part 1 of a part 2, so maybe I'll give it part 2 a chance.
You got to finish the story, right? And give it.
I already forgot what happened, so you guys would have to tell me.
Shit. All right,
Yeah.
we'll fill you in. Yeah. The other movie that I'm kind of interested in, the trailer for this played before the Avatar. Have you seen the trailer for Oppenheimer? Nolan's coming
new
back.
movie, yeah.
Yes, with Oppenheimer. Some amazing imagery and just the idea that to get into the head of this guy who has built a thing that could possibly destroy the world. There's a moment in the trailer where the guy's like, well, if it goes too far, what's the possibility of it going too far in the atmosphere? And then what happens? And he goes, it'll destroy the world. Like this man came up with a thing that just killed so many people so quickly. It's fascinating. I want to get in his head. Like, who is this guy? Fast X to me still sounds like it's some kind of
Wait, what's your pick?
My pick.
Is it Oppenheimer, or are you just
Not
running through all the
Oppenheimer.
films?
I'm just running through
Okay.
the films. I was just gonna say Fast X sounds like an antacid or some kind of something you pick up in a prescription.
Yes, it does. That's a good
Like,
point.
what the fuck are you calling this Fast X? No, my pick. After that amazing stunt featurette Tom Cruise taking a bike off a cliff into a base jump. It's definitely Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part
That's a
1.
good pick.
Holy shit, the action in this. That was just one of the stunts.
Yeah.
What the fuck is in the rest of this movie?
I'm hyped to see that too.
I cannot wait to see this. That's July 14th. Dune 2 coming out November 3rd.
Can we do like something that looks like on this list that looks like absolute shit that you would never watch?
Yes.
Go for it. What do you got?
I don't know, but
Dungeons and Dragons, probably.
I feel like Dungeons and Dragons probably gonna suck, and Indiana Jones is probably gonna suck.
I'm actually excited for Indiana Jones.
Well,
June 30th.
Mangold's doing Indiana Jones, so I think that one has a shot.
I think we're gonna have to.
I think the one I mentioned. I think Greta Gerwig doing Barbie.
Yeah,
I think that could be a disaster.
Probably,
or it's gonna be like the most amazing thing, or
yeah, it could be. It's either gonna be like the most amazing thing, or it's just gonna be like this was a horrible mistake to have to go this route.
Like I don't even know what this movie. Like, what is the story? John Wick Chapter 4. I love the John Wick, so I'm down for that.
Yeah, that's just like popcorn.
Yeah, it's gonna be good popcorn stuff, and then some of the other ones. No, but Mission Impossible, dude. I need to see Tom Cruise.
No love for Cocaine Bear.
I'll catch that maybe later.
The only thing
trailer
I'll say this about Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of biographical films.
Oh no, they're great.
Not really.
Okay, done well.
I like
But
some of them.
no one has the talent for making those things interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing is Nolan doing a biographical film. I can't think of something that is less interesting for me than him doing a biographical film.
Dude, in this trailer, he's got these crazy slow motion shots of nuclear explosions. And knowing him, I bet he went to the government and was like, "Hey, you got any spare fucking nukes I can just blow up and film? I just need to film it." He loves practical
What's
shit.
the best biographical film you've seen?
Oh man, I mean, earlier today I was talking about the movie Amadeus, and it's fantastic. F. Murray Abraham is in
It's a
it,
good movie.
and you learn a lot. There's lots of great ones. I mean, Ray was great with Jamie Foxx. There's a lot of good ones.
There's a lot of good ones. That's why I'm asking.
Walk the Line.
Joaquin Phoenix as Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Which one's the Malcolm X one? X?
Oh, Malcolm X is fucking unbelievable. Yes, Spike Lee's Malcolm X is great.
I liked the one that came out this last 2 years ago with killed the Black Panther dude from Chicago.
Oh yeah, what was that called? Judas and
the Black Messiah. Yeah,
yeah. I heard that Weird Al on Roku movie is amazing with Harry Potter playing Weird Al Yankovic. I heard it was really good. I haven't seen it. You have to download the Roku app or something.
Generally, though, I just don't find I think the biographical films are good. I don't find a ton of rewatchability in a biographical
Aviator
film.
is fucking great about Howard Hughes and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Goodfellas. That's a biopic.
Oh, Henry Hill.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, it's by Henry Hill. He's a real dude.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Ford v Ferrari, Irishman, Green Book.
What about The Greatest Showman? We watched that.
Greatest Showman. These are
P.T.
movies I
Barnum.
watch, and I'm they're good, but I have no idea, no inkling to ever watch them
Does
again.
Braveheart count? That's technically
That's more of a war epic.
Yeah, but it's based on a real guy there.
So yeah, sort of. I guess you could consider it a biographical.
Yeah, see?
I watched a thing on YouTube, just to digress a little. There was a thing on YouTube how in the 2000s, the historical period war films.
Yeah.
Or action films.
Yeah.
Really blew up, and now they've kind of died down.
Yeah.
After Gladiator, there was a bunch of historical films.
Well, yeah, you don't really
now we don't see those anymore.
Well, the Northman came out earlier last
they
year.
didn't do anything. They made Ridley Scott was pissed that it made $0.
I gotta watch that. No, that wasn't Ridley Scott. That was Eggers, this dude.
No, what's the one that Ridley Scott did?
Oh, yes, that was
With the Matt Damon, right?
Yes, as
The Martian.
No,
not that one.
not The Martian. That was called. Hold on.
Oh, Wolf of Wall Street. That's a good biopic.
That's a biopic.
That's a biopic. Yeah, that's a fucking good movie.
The Last Duel.
The Last Duel. Yep.
I watched this, and it was it was one story told 3 times from different perspectives. It was okay. It was all right.
I enjoyed it.
It's all right.
But yeah, you don't see those too much anymore.
No, that's
They've
interesting.
died out. The 2000, they spiked with Gladiator, and everyone started doing, what I would consider a historical period piece would be Roman, Greek, ancient, Right. Like or the British, all those castles and shit.
They're costly too. Cost a lot.
Well, we do need movies like that out there because people are fucking. They don't know shit.
Yes. They're dumb and they need to be learned.
At least that would spark a curiosity about the past, the ancient past. But
it's to kind of start with like Amadeus was one of them.
Yeah.
Well, I think I read that they don't make to make those properly is so much money because you have to recreate those sets and you have to get all those extras.
Yes, you know what's actually good that I decided I'd never watch and I got caught watching because I was showing my mom is the fucking Crown on Netflix. Holy shit, the fucking sets, the costumes, the money they spent. Really well done. John Lithgow as Winston Churchill. It's well written, well acted. I was like, this is fucking really good actually. But then I only watched like 3 episodes and never went back.
It's a little dry,
but but it's well made.
It needs more boobs.
It does. Anyways, all right.
Royal boobs.
I'm looking forward to next year in movies. There's a lot coming out. And we didn't even talk about like the TV shows that are going to come out.
That's just a whole nother conversation.
Holy shit. Lots of content. We'll get to that later. For now, let's do some news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Wow, I can smell that from here, and I don't know how that's possible.
It was wet.
That was a wet one. So I asked our Facebook group, Jock and Nerd Nation, what is your most anticipated comic book movie, and what is your most anticipated movie otherwise? And I got a couple answers. Gerald Morris, our buddy over there who does 2 Ps on a podcast, says, legit editing my most anticipated of 2023 as we speak. But for now, I will say Across the Spider-Verse is his most anticipated comic book movie. I have a link to his video. He did put on his YouTube his most anticipated list. Blake Braden says superhero movie Across the Spider-Verse. Movie Oppenheimer. He says movie with a high bar to leap over that may come out in 2023. The Crow. Oh, is The Crow reboot coming out in 2023? They're still making this? Then I'm still making this.
They're making it with the guy who plays Pennywise. The Skarsgård.
Oh, one of the Skarsgård is
Scotchgard is playing him. Yeah.
Oh, the rap production in 2022. I don't know.
Oh,
so it is Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård, directed by Rupert Sanders. A reimagining of the graphic novel. Okay, I could put that on my list. I did not know about that. Lisa Morrison says comic book movie Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and movie Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, because how could you not?
Whoa.
You know, it's great as time passes and more of these these characters go into public domain. I think you're going to see a lot of people fucking with like kids' characters from the past, because I think Winnie the Pooh is now fallen into public domain and they can do that.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Daryl K just said Cocaine Bear! ! Jamie Robinson from Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast says comic book movie Across the Spider-Verse, and movie it's a toss-up between Evil Dead Rise and John Wick 4. David Malofsky, Lalo. Remember David Malofsky? He actually left a comment.
Editor Cape.
Oh, shit. Yes, a place
to hang your cape.
A place to hang your cape.
That's not your penis.
That website has been around as long as we have. I think a year longer. They're still around. Still putting shit out. He says comic book movie Across the Spider-Verse and movie John Wick 4. And that were some of our listeners' most anticipated. Thanks for dropping that in. And then the last thing we got to do is, if you listen to our 90s action movie tournament, we had a little friendly competition, a little interaction component, where if the listener could guess the top 4 in the final 4 bracket, you would win a prize. Well, nobody came close to guessing even 3. We got a lot of people guessing 2. So here are the people that guessed 2, and we're going to do a random draw right now and give out a prize. In this random draw are Jess Rivera, Lisa Morrison, Blake Braden, John Campbell, Benjamin Wesley Cranford, and Austin Lee Jones Clements. And I got so I have a wheel here. You're going to hear it spin. You're going to hear some fanfare. I will announce the winner. What are we? We're going to give him a shirt, right?
Shirt, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to send you a shirt. Okay, here we go. There it is.
Great.
We have a winner. After that long dramatic pause, it's Benjamin Wesley Cranford.
Oh, shit.
Which
Whoa.
means I got to ship a fucking t-shirt to Australia.
Jeez.
Wow, now you I can tell that you did not pick that because now it's going to cost
Why
you more.
would I pick that? This was absolutely random. You know what, though? Wes Cranford, for you. You deserve it. This was our little raffle. So I think I have your address. He's on the Patreon.
Send him a shirt with my face on it.
Okay. Should I let him pick or just send him something?
No.
Okay. You don't get
He
to
has
pick.
no.
You will get
It's a free shirt.
You will get a Rug
No, you
Boy
can-
shirt. Just let me know what size you wear, buddy.
Just-
Congratulations.
Just send Imran a message. Man. Pick whatever you want.
Okay. Let us close out with a little what are we watching? Anthony, you watch anything? What have you been doing since we had a little break?
No, nothing.
He's like, just porn.
Just
Yeah.
porn? Okay.
Just a normal
OnlyFans?
amount.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more than normal, actually.
Okay. Well, somebody you
OnlyFans
should,
would imply I pay for it. I don't
well,
pay for
no,
that shit.
you haven't gotten to that point. Okay,
No.
great. All right. Ruggs, what do you got? I know you're always watching shit.
So first thing that I watched was a couple episodes of Kaleidoscope. It's good. It's not blowing the doors off, but it's definitely worth checking out. It's
That, to
kinda
remind everyone, we talked about this a few weeks ago. This is the Netflix show Giancarlo Esposito about a heist, and there's 8 episodes, and you can watch the first 7 episodes in any random order, and then you have to watch the 8 episode last, right?
to see
works.
how it all comes together. It's good. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch, and knowing that it resolves on the 8th episode is going to be cool.
Okay.
I plan on finishing it.
You haven't finished it. I watched a couple episodes over like Christmas, but I was kind of not paying attention. I watched 2. So is it worth the investment to continue is my question.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm not, as I said, it's good, but it's not blowing the doors off. It's not like,
yeah, I thought it was okay. What I saw was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is all right. But the idea that does it just serve it to you in random order, or do you
yeah,
choose?
I think it just does like a random roll and you get what you get.
Interesting. So everyone have kind of a different journey through it.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So it's all right. Not a hard read. Now, I stumbled onto this film. I've always heard about it, never watched it. It's an 80s movie starring James Spader and Robert Downey Jr. called Tough Turf.
Oh my God, 1985.
Yeah,
What
and it's
is
not
this?
about people who are like anti-trans. This is a turf war. Okay. This is not about J.K. Rowling. Okay. Or Dave Chappelle. It's about let me give you the fucking story here. It's Karate Kid without fucking Mr. Miyagi. James Spader is like a rich kid from Connecticut who moves to California with his family and immediately gets into hot water with, ne'er-do-wells, and he falls in love with the gang leader, in quotes, girlfriend, and it's like he's gotta survive, getting his ass kicked from this gang all the time. They're fucking with him, bullying him. But there's no karate, and there's random dance numbers.
What?
Yeah.
Is this breaking?
No, and Robert Downey Jr. plays like the guy's friend. And he is a drummer in a punk band. And
There's a lot going on here.
there's a lot of fucking weird shit. Everybody's always sweaty in the movie. It's kind of racist.
I'm watching this trailer. It looks horrible.
It is so bad.
So 80s though.
It
Look
is
at
one of
this
the,
80s.
it's, I think it's like the new Roadhouse for me. I think it's like,
Oh,
it's
no.
so terrible.
Oh, God.
It's completely unwatchable, but I'm fascinated in what the fuck this movie is.
Where
So bad.
can one watch this?
I watched it on Tubi.
You know what? Tubi has a lot of shit, and it's
They do.
free, and there's a ton
They
of shit
do.
on there.
There's like a commercial break here and there.
Yeah, it's not bad, and they don't edit. They don't edit anything. So if it's
And
rated R, it stays rated R.
The girl in the movie is actually the Hilton girl from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
What?
Yeah, so that's her.
Kim Richards?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the fucking. So basically, it's the Karate Kid without Mr. Miyagi, and everyone's a piece of shit in this.
So recommend yay or nay?
I don't know. I just can't stop thinking about it after I watch it. It's
Oh,
so
God.
crazy. It's so
Tough turf.
bad. So terrible. Like, hard. It's just, I can't believe they made this movie.
That's amazing.
It's really, really, and you know, you got like Spader, like he's a big name. Robert Downey Jr., he's a big name, and you know, this girl who's now in Real Housewives, whatever. So it's like there's a lot of fucking. This should have been like a C movie that no one ever saw, but that's
All right.
the 80s for
Tough
you.
turf.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
I watched the Rankin Bass Hobbit.
Oh, is that
No.
old? What year is that?
It's
from?
old. It's very old.
Oh.
It's like I would think it's like a 70s thing, but
Okay.
like
Oh, 77.
yeah. Remember Rankin Bass? They made all like
Yes.
the Christmas
Yeah,
animations.
they're great. I love Rankin Bass shit.
But what they also made was fucking Thundercats.
Oh, they
Remember
did make
that shit?
Thundercats. Yeah.
And this Lord of the
Thundercats
Rings has a
cool.
lot of Thundercats DNA in it.
Oh.
So I never watched it when I was, because you know, came out too early. I was too young for this when it came out. So I watched it, and there's a lot of really bad like country music in it for some reason.
It's weird.
But the creature designs and stuff are all interesting, very Thundercatsy.
You look like the
And-
seven dwarfs from Snow White.
Yeah, it's very interesting art wise. So I kind of enjoyed that.
I mean, old school hand painted backgrounds, hand drawn cells. You know,
It's over in an hour. It's not a long one, but
Okay.
I just thought I'd like to visit. I'm like, it's an hour. I'm gonna throw it on. So that's what I watched.
Okay, what about the last one? Is something I also watched, which is
Glass Onion.
yes, a Knives Out story, the sequel.
Right.
What'd
Did you
think of
like
it?
What'd you think?
I-
Yeah, what'd you think? I haven't seen it yet.
I thought it was actually pretty good. I kind of love the structure of like he's given us like a classic mystery novel, a la like Agatha Christie in movie form. Some good twists and turns and some great performances. Ed Norton is great. Janelle Monáe is fucking amazing in this. And the way it's structured, I don't want to
thought
give
it
it
was-
away. I
I
think
thought it
it's
was
pretty
very
clever.
implausible. I thought that it was fun to watch though,
Oh, Batista's in it also. He's
but
pretty
it
good
was
in
like highly implausible. Like I was like, none of this stuff would happen.
I don't know if it's better than the first one. The first one was great.
I think the first one's better.
But I
Yeah.
had a good time with it. I mean, Netflix paid $450 million for the rights to make like two movies. And
Listen,
it's Ryan Johnson writing and directing.
yeah, it's got a level of talent to it. It's definitely enjoyable. It's free to watch on Netflix. Watch it. It's
Yeah.
definitely good. I was like, there's a lot of like ham-fisted stuff going on.
I just love the old school like murder mystery aspect of the storytelling. I thought they did a good job.
Right.
With keeping you on your toes there.
I need to get on it. I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun time.
It's an enjoyable movie. I just was like, none of these characters would act this way. I mean, there's some kind of duress going on, obviously, which probably will help you swallow that pill a little better, but I still don't buy it.
Well, the only thing I would say without having seen it is no one really acts like a normal human being in the first one either.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Like Daniel Craig, I mean, the way he's acting as a detective is a cartoon character of a detective.
But it's very much like a Columbo or a Hercule
Right.
Poirot or a Sherlock Holmes kind of deal.
I imagine it as like a board game come to life.
Oh yeah,
Those
I can see
whodunit
that.
board games.
Like Clue, like
Clue, yeah, there
which
you
was a movie, but
But you'll definitely, it's definitely entertaining, so I would not take that away from it. It's entertaining. It's very well directed. It is fun to watch. So, yeah, you'll have a good time.
you got Ed Norton, Batista, Kate Hudson, Catherine Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., Jessica Henwick's in this, Janelle Monáe.
That's
Like,
the whole appeal of this is just
Yes,
getting
new
him
cast.
with
Yes.
a rock star cast.
that's
of
great.
names.
You can make a bunch of these and keep doing mysteries. You're just waiting around for someone to die and for Benoit Blanc to fucking figure it out. But they throw in a twist in this one. It's good.
All right.
Do you remember Clue, Ruggs? Anthony, they made a movie of the board game Clue, right?
I faintly remember that.
Here's what I remember. When it came out, the movie had 3 different endings. And based on what ticket to what theater you went to see it,
Wow.
you would see one of the 3 endings. So people would go back and watch it 2 more times to get the other endings. But this is like in the 80s, like before the internet, obviously. So
Yeah, so you couldn't spoil it,
Yeah, you couldn't spoil it. And I thought it was an interesting experiment that they would have 3 endings in the theater at the same time, which is no one's ever done that again. I don't think it worked. I don't think it made a lot of money.
I didn't see it. I had no interest in seeing that.
I just thought that was interesting. Anyways, something to put on your calendar. What's out this week on HBO Max, January 15th, The Last of Us premieres season 1. So check that out. Maybe we'll talk about it, review it. I don't know. Or when it's done.
Is it a week by week?
I think it's a weekly thing. It's on HBO Max, and they do weekly releases with their shows.
Got it.
I believe. So, premiering this week.
I'm
All right.
I'm definitely checking out that first episode. Why not?
Yeah. I'm excited for that. I can't wait to see. I mean, it's HBO, right? HBO fucking delivers, and this is The Last of Us, so I'm excited.
Geek boner.
That's it for this week. Ruggs, where can the listener find you online?
You could find me on
Is Twitter still a thing?
Twitter. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't ever go on there anymore.
Hasn't shut
But you
down?
can follow me at Really Rug Boy on Twitter.
Link to his Twitter and all our socials in the show description. Visit the website. But the most important thing, listener, share the show. Tell a friend. Spread the geekery. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We will peep you next time.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too.
What? Get the fuck out.
Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.